What is Keepful and why am I so excited about it? Keepful manages all the things before someone becomes a bookkeeping client. Everything from your website, lead magnets, funnels, email lists, prospective communications, consultations, proposals, contracts, and now you can automate all of it. Why am I so pumped about this? Because every bookkeeping business, and this applies to you if you already have a bookkeeping business, this applies to you if you want to start one, every single bookkeeping business has a bottleneck keeping you from more revenue, and that bottleneck is you. I actually just talked about this in my most recent bookkeeping update 7 years after purchasing Bookkeeper launch. When you are doing all the things to get new clients and grow your business, you will have multiple prospects in your pipeline at one time. And that is why you need Keepful. This video is not sponsored by Keepful, which means I can be 100% honest when talking about the product. The video doesn't have to be approved by anybody. And it also means that I can tell you how to get the absolute best price on Keepful. So stay tuned for the pros and cons to see if Keepful is a good fit for you. With Keepful, not only do you no longer have to keep track of, did I send out that reminder about the proposal? Which business do I have a call with today? Do I need to send out another reminder to so-and-so so that they remember to book the consultation? Did they sign the contract? Did they already rebook that call? Keepful tracks all of that and automates it. Here's how it works. One of the biggest problems that Keepful solves is replacing every app, every software in your business before someone becomes a client. That's huge. So I love that they have this list on their website. I made my own that I think is a little bit more accurate for me and hopefully other bookkeepers watching this too. I think bare bones, what bookkeepers have to have in their business in order to have a somewhat smooth and organized lead generation is email marketing, which is going to be about $70 a month, calendar that integrates $36 a month, website $27, social media scheduler $49, DocuSign forms $25 a month, and business calling $10 a month. Bare bones is $217 a month, and these 6 apps by themselves do not integrate super well. There's almost zero true automation here. This is such a huge pain point that is immediately solved with Keepful. For $68 less a month, now you only have one app and you have unlimited users and unlimited automations. I'll dive into the price a little bit later, but even without it being a significantly better price, Keepful still replaces all those apps and future apps that you might need to add in your business with just one. It automates this marketing process and does so much more. Another huge problem that is solved by Keepful is if you go with those 6 apps that I mentioned earlier, you are staring at a blank screen and starting from scratch every time you write a newsletter, every time you send a proposal, every time you onboard a new client, every time you send a reminder. With Keepful, you are rarely starting from a blank page. A lot of the copy has already been written. You just have to go in and make it your own. A lot of things in life, it is easier to just pull up your bootstraps and do it yourself. Writing copy in your business is not one of those things, I promise. It is so much easier to make something your own, use your own voice, and add pictures to a newsletter, social media post, onboarding instructions, a proposal, than to stare at a blank page and write professionally, especially when you aren't reinventing the wheel here. This isn't eye-catching creative copy where you get to tell your story. This is standard bookkeeping business copywriting. Every bookkeeper is booking consultations. Every bookkeeper is sending proposals. Every bookkeeper is sending multiple reminders to respond to the proposal. Not having to start from scratch saves you so much time and mental exhaustion. There's even a content AI feature within Keepful to help you write blogs, social media posts, your website, funnels, emails, and this is all 100% included. Copywriting alone is very, very time consuming. This is really a feature of Keepful that I do not want you to overlook. Another big problem that Keepful solves for bookkeeping businesses is email spam. Email providers have gotten really good at sending bulk emails and emails from a newsletter to spam. Even emails that I want to get now go to my spam folder. And it is so frustrating when someone downloads your lead magnet, they follow you on your socials, but you can't get an email into their inbox for next steps. Keepful does a great job of circumnavigating this problem with automated text. Automated text, I think really is the new email list. The open rate, the click rate is insane compared to email blasts. And this is all included in Keepful. In that list of 6 apps that I had earlier, that didn't even have text messaging. So now you got to get another app, pay another $40 a month. Then you got to integrate it, try to automate it. You probably got to pay more to automate it. Crazy. I love that Keepful has automated text and text reminders. If you want to future-proof your business and have your communications open and received, gotta have automated text. Another big problem for bookkeeping businesses that Keepful solves, you can tell where your best leads are coming from and what they're interested in now. This is another favorite feature of mine that none of the other 6 apps had that I listed earlier, and that is Keepful can tell you what your prospect's first click was, so essentially where they came from, and then also where their most recent click was. Business owners can be very wary of hiring new bookkeepers. Maybe they got burned in the past. They are sharing a lot of very sensitive information, and they want to do their due diligence and really find a bookkeeper that they can see themselves working with for a long time, sometimes years and years. This means that there's sometimes a lot of interaction before the consultation or before they even reach out at all. Prospects do a lot of digging to make sure that the bookkeeper is legit, and it's just really helpful on our end to know, where did this prospect come from? Was it a Facebook ad, my LinkedIn page, a referral? And then also, what was their most recent click? Was it my blog, my newsletter, or my calendar? Very helpful to see who is still engaged and who hasn't interacted for a long time. Where would your time best be spent? Keepful can tell you. Another big problem that this solves for your bookkeeping business is that you can have professional support for your marketing funnel. This is the first bookkeeper-specific CRM marketing system that was made by people in the bookkeeping/accounting industry. This was not made by a tech company that doesn't really care if the bookkeepers that use it actually benefit and get clients. The support that Keepful has for the bookkeepers is incredible. Before I list everything out, I'm in the Facebook group that you can join whenever you purchase Keepful, and here are some of the unsolicited comments from people talking about their experience so far with the Keepful support. I have Keepful set up, even the consult page. Ben makes it so easy. I love when he teaches. He doesn't hurry, he gives you time to see what he's doing and where he's at, and he's funny. Thanks again. Shout out to Keepful this week. I still don't use it to its fullest potential, but I cannot express how helpful and streamlined the automation is for leads. The follow-up happens without me thinking about it, and communicating with leads is a breeze. The survey after a call prompts me to the next stage, and it helps me stay consistent. I'm still the bottleneck in my firm, but I'm slowly getting there. I have to hop on here and say that Heidi truly does go beyond in ensuring we understand Keepful. The time and effort she gives cannot be understated. It takes a genuine person at heart to give of yourself the way you do. Thank you. Going through the training modules in Keepful, I gotta say, thank you for taking this off my plate. I have spent money on other programs to help me get this far, but I ain't got no time for do it yourself. So thanks, Keepful. Here is to a bright and profitable future together. I think the value in Keepful lies in its ability to help automate whatever process that is tedious in your business. Your imagination is the limit. For example, I hate collecting data to set up assisted payroll. It's always a tedious process. I made a workflow that sends out the initial email request. Every couple days, it checks whether the client has uploaded anything, and if not, emails them again about it. Additionally, the form where my client inputs the information had required fields, so they're no longer partially completed entries. When the client has submitted everything, Keepful lets me know with a notification that it's all done and ready for me to begin setting up. That's hours of manual checking work and email writing that I no longer have to do. I want you to hear more than my own words here, because like I said, this was totally unsolicited. I didn't go into the Facebook group and ask people, hey, what do you love about Keepful? I'm just sharing screenshots of what people are saying organically. And this is powerful. These bookkeepers feel supported in their lead generation. So what does the support look like within Keepful? So obviously you get to join the Facebook group whenever you purchase, and then you also have access to the power lunches that happen every 2 weeks. At these recorded webinars, Heidi and the team go over any new features, any updates, and then there's also a Q&A time, and the webinars usually run about an hour long. This is all in addition to the training videos on how to set up Keepful. Nothing terribly overwhelming, but still enough content so that you feel confident and can get set up pretty quickly. They have it broken down into 10 steps, and they make it as plug and play as they possibly can so that when you sign up, you can get it set up in literally 24 hours. In order to get it flowing and automated to your liking, it usually takes about a month to get everything set and ready for prospects to submit their info. Taking a month to automate this part of your business and ensure that no prospect slips through the cracks is really a no-brainer for me. If this process, this automation helps you land just one client that otherwise would have gotten lost, that pays for itself. I would much rather take a month and get everything set up right from the beginning when maybe I don't have a huge influx of leads than to wait until my prospect pipeline is just bursting, leads are slipping through the cracks. I've got to take a hard step back from marketing just to get this set up, and then I'm stressed because I am losing leads in the meantime. The one-to-one email support is also phenomenal. Something that Heidi and the team do is if you email them with a technical question, they can screen record their answer within the software. And this is so helpful, so much better than written instructions when you're trying to navigate a new software. It really shows that their customer service is out of this world. They truly want you to succeed. They want you to have a better business and get even more clients because of their product. So here's a little something from behind the scenes. Heidi and the team right now are working on a new help center that is going to be feature-based. So like a searchable directory for each feature. For example, if you're wondering about the reputation management feature, and this is actually one of my favorites, and I haven't even talked about it yet. And I love this because you can actually automate your clients leaving you reviews. So Keepful integrates with Google My Business, and you set the trigger, and then it'll send them the email and or text to leave you a review, and it goes directly on your Google My Business page. And if you have a question about this, instead of going back and forth within the training and trying to find where they talked about it, you can just search that feature at the Help Center. Bringing it back to the problem that Keepful solves, which is providing very professional support for your business's marketing funnel. If you chose those 6 apps that I listed earlier, let's be honest, there might be a help center, there might be a phone number, but you don't really have any support on how to integrate and automate those apps. You are on your own big time. You are on your own with everything when you start your own bookkeeping business. Having professionals on your side with the knowledge and the tools to make your life easier, it really does give you the confidence that you're not blazing a new trail. You're not reinventing the wheel. You are following a proven process that has been successful. And if you stick to the plan, you will succeed. So those are the big problems that I see Keepful really solving for bookkeeping businesses in today's world. Let's go ahead and talk about the concerns of Keepful that I've heard from other bookkeeping professionals. The first big concern or question that I've seen is just figuring out the timing of when to transition to Keepful. And keep in mind, if you own a bookkeeping business, you will be the bottleneck at some point in your business. At some point, you will have to transition to a CRM. Why not choose the absolute best CRM that has been created with your bookkeeping business in mind and at the best price point instead of duct taping together all of these other apps with their separate logins and separate customer services? But when do you do it? The consensus that I've seen in the Bookkeeper Launch Facebook group is that if you wait to invest in Keepful until you need a CRM, it kind of feels like you're already behind and that it's too late because you probably already have a website, you already have Calendly or Acuity and other apps, and it feels overwhelming to start over with a new software. Plus, you're still in the middle of juggling all of these prospects and probably losing some prospects in the meantime. On the other hand, if you use Keepful from the start, it kind of feels like overkill. I mean, your prospect pipeline isn't bursting. You only have a couple monthly clients, or maybe you don't have any clients at all. This is the biggest hurdle, I think. Honestly, Keepful is so robust. They have thought of everything. Truly, if you are full-time in your business or you want to be full-time soon, I recommend Keepful. I think it's a no-brainer. The big question is, am I ready to level up the marketing side of my business? As a bookkeeper, talking to a bookkeeper watching this video, I want to illustrate this with an example that I know you're going to relate to. So my niche is startups. Has a lot of pros and cons. One of the more frustrating things about this niche is that they don't always see the value in outsourcing their bookkeeping when I find them. Not only is it a decent sized expense every single month, but, and deep down, even more so than that, if someone else is doing their bookkeeping, they are going to be held accountable. Now we know they are going to be held accountable either way by the IRS, but it's just this mental hoop that they need to jump through when outsourcing their bookkeeping. I mean, you're going to have someone looking at your transactions and reconciling them. You're going to have someone matching payments. You're going to have someone asking you, what is this transaction? When you outsource your books as a startup, there's this new level of responsibility and accountability that they just didn't have to bear before. It was out of sight, out of mind. This is a problem for future me. And I see that all the time. And it's so tough because we know as the bookkeeper, yes, this probably is really going to challenge you, but it's going to make you so much better. Maybe it's going to challenge you to keep personal and business transactions separate. Maybe it's going to challenge you to see how much debt you actually have in the company. Maybe it's going to challenge you to see how much you're spending at gas stations and fast food and coffee. And it's going to convict you and force you to plan ahead a little bit better or exercise more discipline. But what do they say when you send the proposal? It's too expensive. But that's not the real reason. The real reason is when you hire a bookkeeper, you kind of got to get it together. And I think a lot of bookkeepers are going to watch this video and they're going to say, it's too early. It's too expensive. I don't have enough clients yet. But that's not the real reason. The real reason is if you invest in Keepful, you're gonna have to level up. And I honestly think, here's the truth, I honestly think initially it is a lot easier to grab those 6 apps that I listed, actually spend more each month, but not be challenged at all. Your marketing and prospect pipeline might be a little bit stagnant. You will remain the bottleneck in your business, and that will be a problem if you continue to grow, but that's a future you problem. And I love that example because I do think it's very similar to investing in Keepful. And we all know as bookkeepers, when the startup invests in outsourcing their bookkeeping, it really does force them to level up and forces them to be held accountable. Investing in a CRM forces you to level up. It forces you to build out a professional prospect pipeline. If you are actively taking on clients and growing your business, I honestly don't think it's too early for you to invest in Keepful. Investing early on only forces you to level up even earlier. It will only up-level the front end of your business with professionalism and automation. And your future self will thank you when you have a steady stream of incoming prospects and it doesn't stress you out or take up a ton of your time. I promised we would dive more into the price, so let's do it. Another big concern that I see people have is which tier is right for me. So you can see both tiers here. There are a lot of differences listed out. I'm going to make it super clear for you. There's actually one big difference. The concierge tier has one-to-one support for your funnel. So that means if you come to the concierge tier with a vision of what you want for your marketing system. And an example of this could be very simple, just an opt-in to your lead magnet, an email or text sequence offering the consultation, a survey before booking, the consultation, proposal, contract, onboarding with reminders throughout. That's enough of an idea of what you need in order for them to help you. Heidi and the team will help you flesh that out in a one-to-one call, and then they will actually take your vision and build it for you. Like I said, there's some other differences listed here, but that is the most valuable thing in my opinion. You join the concierge tier for that feature, and then there's some other big perks too. So I talked to Heidi to make sure that I could say this, but the concierge tier and the core tier, you can switch between either one at any time. So what I would do, what I recommend is joining the concierge tier, have your funnel built for you, and then test it, make sure that it's converting. And then if everything's running smoothly, drop down to the core tier, save a bunch of money, and then have Keepful bring you qualified leads while you sleep. That magic combo makes the most sense to me. Another common frequently asked question is, has the monthly price ever gone up? And I think that that's a great question because there's nothing more terrifying than being tied to a membership type expense and then having that expense increase every year or every couple years. Since Keepful debuted 2 years ago, they have not raised the price. And I want to emphasize again, Keepful was created by bookkeeping and accounting professionals. It was not made by a tech company who's just trying to take up space in an untapped market. Continuing the conversation about price, I always love to give in my videos how to get the best price for the products that I love. If you are a Bookkeeper Launch graduate like myself, you get your first 6 months of Keepful for free. And this is 6 months of the concierge one-to-one done for you tier, which is just so insanely generous. If you haven't taken them up on that offer yet, click the link below to find Heidi's contact info and get set up in that right away. If you are not a Bookkeeper Launch graduate, here's my tip for you. At sporadic times throughout the year, they will run promos to waive the initial setup fee. So you can wait for one of those, or, and I like this route better, the DBA, the Digital Bookkeepers Association members, get the implementation fee completely waived. So it's $99 a year to join DBA, Digital Bookkeepers Association, but then you get the nearly $500 fee waived. So you still come out $400 ahead, and you can start right away as opposed to waiting for a promo. And I also heard it straight from Heidi, there is no discount that you can get on the monthly fee. That's non-negotiable, so no surprises there, no use in waiting for a discount because it's not gonna happen. The link to join Keepful is in the description and also in the comments below. I really love how Keepful is intentional about solving problems for bookkeeping businesses. If you own a bookkeeping business and you are the bottleneck, I bet Keepful will solve your problems too. What other questions do you have about Keepful? Drop a comment below and I'll do my best to answer every single one.